Hey guys, Justin here of Yugatech, and the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite comes in two variants, a 5G version with a Snapdragon 780G chipset, and a 4G version which is the one we have that packs a Snapdragon 732G processor. It also comes with a cheaper price of 14,990 pesos. As I've mentioned in our unboxing video, this is the most affordable phone in the Mi 11 series that you can get. But of course, it's got a few drawbacks from its flagship grade siblings and even to its 5G edition. So we've been using it for more than a week now, and here's what we think. Okay, when Xiaomi said light, they probably meant it literally as well, as this device is seriously lightweight at 157 grams. It's even lighter than most budget smartphones today, which makes it a bit awkward to hold as someone who's used to hefty phones. It takes some getting used to, especially if you have large hands. Then again, it doesn't give a cheap impression at all. Its frosted glass back and dazzling design gives off an elegant touch that's a lot similar to the other higher models in the Mi 11 series. What sets it apart though is its flat structure, which doesn't really bother us that much as its lightweight makes it easy to grip. We also like how it doesn't attract a lot of fingerprint smudges. The unit we have is in the bubblegum blue colorway, and this 4G version is also available in boba black and peach pink. Its camera module inherits the square-shaped Mi 11 design with a slim bump that can be fixed when topped with a case. It has 3 lenses in it together with the LED flash. Then at the bottom part of the rear is some Xiaomi branding. For buttons and ports, there's nothing on the left side, but on the right are the volume rocker and the slightly curved power button which doubles as a fingerprint scanner. Up top, there's an IR blaster and a secondary microphone, while at the bottom are the loudspeaker, USB Type-C port, main microphone, and a hybrid card slot for either 2 nano SIM cards or 1 nano SIM plus a micro SD card. As you can see, there's no 3.5mm headphone port here, but we do get a free Type-C to headphone jack adapter in the box. Focusing on display, the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite is fitted with a 6.55-inch AMOLED screen with a resolution of 2400 by 1080 pixels and a pixel density of 402 pixels per inch. It doesn't have some fancy curved sides like its siblings, but we do still get a 240Hz touch sampling rate and up to 90Hz refresh rate that you can tone down to 60Hz if you want to save battery life. Noticeably, the bezels all around are slim, and on the upper right side resides the selfie camera. Of course, on top of the display, you can find the call speaker. We get Corning Gorilla Glass 5 for protection, and I guess it's worth mentioning that the 5G edition gets a layer of Gorilla Glass 6. Also, this LTE version supports HDR10, while the 5G one supports HDR10+. So there's some slight difference. Either way, if we're not gonna compare, this AMOLED display looks vibrant on its own with accurate colors and inky blacks. It supports a 10-bit color as well, so it can display up to 1.7 billion colors, which is something that we can find in a few flagship smartphones today. In the display settings, you can switch between the usual light mode or dark mode, turn on sunlight mode to adjust the brightness to intense ambient light when the automatic brightness is off, and you can even take advantage of the reading mode, which aside from reducing the amount of blue light, it has a paper mode that gives an additional paper texture for your reading sessions. You can also change the color scheme to the original, saturated, and auto option that automatically blends the colors based on your current lighting. The always-on display feature is also available, and it is packed with numerous themes that are all customizable. As for audio quality, its dual speakers can get loud enough for a medium-sized room, and it's actually outstanding for a mid-range device. There's clarity and noticeable highs and mids, however don't expect much bass on it. Running the software is Xiaomi's MIUI 12 that's based on Android 11. And this one features a familiar, organized interface that offers a number of customization options. It still comes with a few ads and pre-installed apps such as Google, Facebook, Netflix, and some Xiaomi proprietary apps that you can uninstall if you don't plan on using them. Now, MIUI 12 also provides the option to use either the usual Android drop-down notification and control center format or the newer style that's a lot similar to the iOS design. Then there's the usual option to navigate with gestures or the on-display buttons, and you can also use an app drawer if you prefer. By the way, if you want to keep things simple, you can turn on the light mode launcher in the home screen options. With an IR blaster on board, you can use the Mi 11 Lite as a universal remote via the Mi Remote app that's already pre-installed. Meanwhile, other notable features include second space, video toolbox, floating window, one-handed mode, and digital well-being and parental controls. Out of the 128GB of internal storage, we get a usable 111GB that's expandable up to 512GB through the hybrid card slot. Under the hood, this LTE Mi 11 Lite is equipped with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G chipset, together with an Adreno 618 GPU and 8GB of RAM. It is slower compared to other smartphones in the Mi 11 series, but nonetheless it runs smoothly for basic tasks such as video streaming, web and social media browsing, messaging, and even recording videos. For gaming, it can run heavy titles such as Genshin Impact, Asphalt 9, and PUBG Mobile steadily with some occasional frame drops every now and then. You can turn on the Game Turbo for a boosted gaming experience or switch the graphic settings to the lowest available for better optimization. If you want to see the results we got in our standard benchmark apps, we'll flash them now. As for biometrics, you can unlock the device via facial recognition and the side-mounted fingerprint scanner. Both work snappy and reliable, but surely expect the physical fingerprint sensor to work faster. Connectivity-wise, it's ready with dual SIM 4G LTE, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.1, GPS, Android Auto, screencast, and NFC. With a slim form factor, the Mi 11 Lite is loaded with a decent 4,250 mAh battery with 33 watts fast charging. It comes with a complete charger in the package that can juice up the device within an hour from 0 to 100%. We ran it through the PC Mark's battery test under a 90Hz display, and it got a fair 12 hours and 54 minutes. Meanwhile, in our standard video loop test, which entails playing a 1080p video on loop at 50% brightness, 0% volume, and airplane mode turned on, the Mi 11 Lite yielded a very good 21 hours and 10 minutes. So this can last you a full day if you're not a heavy user. When it comes to cameras, unlike its Mi 11 big brothers that have high-grade camera systems, the Mi 11 Lite gets a few trimming in this category. Its triple rear shooters are composed of a 64-megapixel main, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 5-megapixel telemacro lens that promises 2 times magnification compared to normal macro lenses. As for selfies, it has a 16-megapixel front camera. Scrolling through the camera app itself should be familiar for old-time Android users, and you can still find here some of Xiaomi's quirky camera features such as short video, vlog mode, dual video, long exposure, clone, and movie effects for those awesome transitions. Quality-wise, shots taken from the rear cameras often look sharp with accurate colors and decent dynamic range, especially under good lighting conditions. Leaving the AI turned on gives off a small image boost that still maintains good color reproduction. The standard mode also gives a depth effect, which is nice. You can zoom in up to 10 times, but if you want to see extra details, you can switch the picture quality in the settings to high or simply use its 64-megapixel lens. The wide-angle camera provides almost the same quality as the standard mode, however it tends to have some subtle fisheye effects at times. Macro mode, on the other hand, works very well. We get good subject-background separation and high-quality details. For night photography, here's what it looks like with the night mode turned off. It looks dark and grainy. Now here's what it looks like with the night mode turned on. Honestly, it still looks shadowy, but the brightness did improve and we get lesser noise. As for its front camera, there's no wide-angle option available, but quality-wise, photos look natural, a bit smooth, and fall more on warmer tones. When you use the portrait mode though, it struggles in dynamic range. But then if you use the normal selfie camera, the HDR works fine. It's weird, but hopefully it can be fixed with a software update. Talk about video quality, you can record up to 4K at 30 frames per second. However, you can only use the steady video stabilization for 1080p at 30 frames per second. And being Xiaomi, it comes with cool native video features like tracking moving objects, beautify, and movie filters. Additionally, you can also use the Pro mode for shooting videos. Nice! Alright, let's finally talk about price. This Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite has an official price of 14,990 pesos, which sure is more affordable than the other smartphones in the Mi 11 series. As a mid-range device on its own, it's pretty straightforward and ready for your day-to-day casual use. Of course, you don't get much of the flagship features, but it still stands out with its utterly slim design, good set of cameras, and vibrant AMOLED display. It's a very good phone to consider in its price range, although there are other Xiaomi mid-rangers that have tad bit better specs compared to it. So yeah. And that wraps up this review, guys. Share to us what you think about this Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite 4G in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this is Justin, and don't forget to wash your hands and stay at home.